Gentlemen.
Pressure makes diamonds are coal.
Gentlemen.
Diamonds are coal, yeah.
Gentlemen.
Pressure makes diamonds are coal.
Gentlemen.
Diamonds are coal, yeah. It's just two dudes being gents talking sports.
That's what I love about Wyatt. He can talk himself into anything.
Welcome in to episode 59. We're almost to the big 6-0 of two gents talking sports and shit. Well, you know, we're halfway to 120 or 118.
First off,
Whatever.
we'll get
First
there
off-
soon enough. But first off, I would just want to remind people to subscribe, not subscribe.
Subscribe, hit the
Subscribe
bell.
on YouTube, hit the bell, rate, review, comment, shit on
Yeah.
us, whatever you want to do.
Please.
Whatever you do, we'll appreciate it all. So
Fetish.
appreciate you guys.
I thought you were going to say, first off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim, but that's cool. We don't have to go that way. You can edit that out if you want. Anyways,
I like it.
So we're right in the throes of March Madness. We got through the first two rounds. Now, I won't lie.
Crazy, man.
I had a very busy Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday around the house, and it tended to just, I didn't even realize the tournament was on for a minute, and so then I caught the majority of the second half of the day, and then I caught all Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I really dove in and sat. Saturday and Sunday are great. People love
everybody
Thursday.
write in and comment on how Andrew's a poser for missing the first game.
Right. Now, can I ask you this, though? Can I ask you this, though? I think I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool, but then I thought about it and I said, I think Saturday and Sunday are better than Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, prime
What do you
time.
think about that?
Prime time. People are planning their day around it more than like, all right, I got to go to work. God damn it, I got to watch some of it at work. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Right.
Driving probably not safe to watch, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Hey
but
there,
on Saturday
criminal.
and Sunday, it's like, hey, let's get the barbecue out. Let's get it going. All right, motherfucker.
Well, the funny,
let's get it on.
well, I won't lie. There were times back in the day where I would take Thursday, Friday off and work Saturday, Sunday.
Oh yeah, I'd
so
get
I
out of
could.
work early.
Yep.
Like, oh, my
Watch
stomach.
like all the games.
Oh,
you
my
know.
stomach no feel good.
You got your 11 in
ouchie.
June.
Like, why did your stomach hurt? From working.
Working. There's a lot of F conductors we're doing. Anyway, so I was thinking about it though, because and not just that, when they trim the games down, the first one on Saturday starts at like 12:10, same thing on Sunday, and then you only get like one game at a time up until the end of the night where there's like a couple going on and shit. But it's, you really just, if you watch the Saturday, Sunday, you can really see every team play that's left in the tournament.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
So far, who do you feel the worst for? Because I feel the worst for Colorado State.
Yeah. I don't know if I feel the worst for them, but I do feel
I do.
bad for them.
I do,
feel
because
really
they-
bad for
feeling
them.
now is
At
what
first,
you're
I thought,
feeling,
they say it's not a travel. I know it's
I
not a
feel
travel. It's a
bad.
gather in two steps.
I
But the
feel
kid that
bad.
hit the little banker, which was an incredible shot. The shot he hit to win the game off. He is coming on left block, turned, had a dude right in his grill and threw it off glass. It kind of reminded me of that shot LeBron hit
LeBron
against
versus
Indiana.
Raptors.
They're the
in
Raptors. Excuse me,
18?
Raptors. Yeah. It was kind of, but this dude actually hung and
Mr.
like had
Bergen,
to
you have
style
a
it,
massive
had to do
erection.
right in his shit, and just was able to put it up over.
What was impressive, besides how much ground he covered after he rolled over his right shoulder, was the touch that he was able to put on it after he
Yes.
took contact, floating in the air. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he took contact.
able
It was
to, like,
definitely a foul too.
Jump off his the wrong leg, basically his inside leg, and then
Yeah.
just softly kiss it. That was.
How do you feel about the officiating so far?
I feel like it's either been tight as a whistle or nothing. There's like, it's like Karl Anthony Towns would not have. Like, oh my god, like really? I think it's been. I think it's been okay. I feel like it's been pretty solid. I know. What's his name? Dan.
You know you hungry? No, I ate 4 times.
UConn is
Dang.
not liking the coaching right now. Dan Hurley. Did you see what he?
Yeah, I
what he
Did he
mouthed
explode? But then he started
at
crying.
Baylor
And, yeah.
on the way out.
Oh, with Baylor?
Hopefully they don't kick you guys like also. No, what? That's what he mouthed. Dan
Oh, that's
Hurley
what he said.
mouthed,
Yeah. That's
it's not the same
unacceptable.
refs. Not the same refs.
Also, you're not happy with the sorry, it's college, bro. If you want to like keep your teams together, go to the pros.
You had a chance.
No, I mean, that team wasn't going to win the national title.
No, I'm saying he had a chance to go to the pros last year.
Yeah. Yeah. The Lakers. You know what? I don't think it'll be working out as well as it is right now, unless they still got Luka.
They might
I don't know.
still have. Yeah, I was going to say they might still have AD.
Yeah.
My takeaway was basically there's not a lot of parity this year. There was like some upsets, but like 2 of them weren't even really upsets. There was like a 10 versus 7, a 9 versus 8.
Well, the biggest upset, and you called it. What's your biggest upset so far? Was what?
Well, we had Colorado State over Memphis. I didn't call that one. Drake, I called over Missouri. Arkansas over Kansas. I didn't call that one.
I don't think Penny Hardaway's that good of a coach.
Weiler, after
Yeah,
all
I
the
mean, the only
goddamn
reason
shenanigans you
I
pulled
guess
last
put Memphis
season,
up there
you
was
should be
because
thanking God.
they
you're
beat
still-
State earlier in the season. It was a tough game, but they just gutted that one out. McNeese over Clemson. That was a big. Those were all.
Yeah, that was a big
Those
one.
were all the upsets in week 1 or on day 1,
Day one, yeah.
round 1. Sorry,
Yeah, a lot of chalk.
Round 2, you had BYU over Wisconsin, which is a 6-3, so not huge. Arkansas over St. John's. That was a bracket buster.
But that's
probably for
not
some
see.
people.
No. Arkansas over
I
St.
know.
John.
I just call it Arkansas. Sorry. And Ole
Oh,
Miss.
I thought you said or Kansas.
And then Ole Miss 6 over a 3 Iowa State.
Okay. Yeah. Ole Miss looks like they got some dogs.
I heard they can shut down the number 1 option on any team, but that's where MSU. I don't know. They don't have a number 1.
We had our number 1 option according to the last like 6 games. We're MSU fans, by the way. If we don't talk Spartans enough, we probably don't, but we like talking all
Throw
sports.
a little tidbit out there.
We don't talk a
man.
lot of college ball. We really don't. So,
I like college ball.
I
like
don't.
the minutia of college ball more than I like the minutia of NBA basketball. But when it gets down to the nitty gritty of the NBA, it's a lot of fun to watch, and I really look forward to like postseason and just the games leading up to it after the NBA All-Star break and stuff. So
Yeah, my problem with college ball is that first off, the refs become way too involved. Second off, I just feel like people like it because they look at it and be like, I could do that because I watched someone
kick his ass. I could have blocked that.
Yeah, I gotta block that. I just watch a
I
lot
just
of the college.
blocked a guy the other day
damn.
that tried to up and under on me. That wouldn't have worked on me at all.
I've been saying it for
It's crazy
10
to
damn
think
years.
that
Ain't I been saying it,
these-
Miguel? Huh? I've been
I don't
saying
know.
it.
There's a lot of coaching in college that I guess coaching is actually prominent in both now because the NBA to me is getting better with better coaching.
Yeah.
There are a lot more schemes that are being run, a lot more things that are being run that are, the concepts of the team seem to be a little bit better. And you have to have a star in the NBA. You do. You have to have a guy that can understand the coaching. I think that's one of the main problems in the NBA is that you have guys that don't understand the coaching. And in college, you're forced to kind of understand the coaching
I'm a stickler.
a little more.
Well, it's because you don't have a team of amazing players, so they can't, get their own points whenever,
Right.
Without coaching.
Right, they
So
don't have-
that's
yeah,
where coaching
you
comes in.
need a
have to
guy- yeah.
call sets so you can.
You
kinda
have to have
keep
a
them in
guy
the
who can
fairway,
get you a
keep them in a
bucket.
rhythm, and keep the points kind of rolling. Yeah, I mean the Midwest is the only region where the 1, 2, 3, and 4 have made it to the Sweet 16 this year.
Mhm.
But speaking of, kind of anomalies or whatever, this is a kind of a historical Sweet 16. We got 7 SEC teams in the Sweet 16. That's half the field that got into the tourney. I think that's the
SEC.
most since.
Dogs, though, man.
I think that's
always-
the most.
I always tell people, man, the SEC is tough because you can train all year round.
Yeah.
Just like that
Go
dim
outside.
light shit everybody
That's what
talks
we
about.
talked
It's
about
tough.
last. That's what
Yeah.
we talked about last episode about the
Yeah.
6 months inside here in Michigan.
Yeah.
The
It's-
Big
it's
10
tough.
and Big 12 only have 4 teams each in the Sweet 16. ACC has only Duke. So I don't know. if that
Wow,
says
the
anything
ACC only having
about-
Duke is showing you the change in the tides, the change in the NIL money,
Waste
all
my
that. Shit.
motherfucking time.
This is the first time, that at least 4 first-year coaches have made it to the Sweet 16, and those 4 teams either didn't make it to the tourney last season or lost in the first round. And that's Michigan's Dusty May, Arkansas, John Calipari, BYU's Kevin Young, Kentucky, Mark Pope. This is the 5th time since the tourney expansion where no ranked team lower than number 10 has made it into the Sweet 16. So nobody outside of the
so it's all heavy hitters, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
No
and they were
majors.
Yep. Yeah, mid majors are gonna have a tough time. That's gonna, it's
Is
hard
that
to recruit guys now with it's NIL money.
Yeah.
It's the NIL money
Gonzaga's the only mid major to really make any splashes over the past 7-8 years or something like that.
Yeah, and Gonzaga has a deep history of making it to the tourney, and Gonzaga has a history where players will go there not even out of money. Gonzaga is more of a program thing, I think.
Yeah.
So, and they still probably have good money because they've been around, and they, when we were talking about Gonzaga, just not remember when Adam Morrison played for Gonzaga and a bunch of those
How can I
teams.
forget?
Did Jimmer Ferdinand play for Gonzaga? No, not Jimmer. No, not Jimmer. He played for BYU. He played for BYU. Sorry. No,
Had
but
some people,
there's a
though.
few. Yeah, they had
They've
a
had
bunch of those.
Chet,
Yeah,
I
they had a
believe.
chat. Yeah, yep. And I feel like they have a history more than anything. And kind of I think that the understanding with this whole NIL money thing is it's going to make it harder for mid majors to make it out. But I want to make it clear, if you watch the tournament for as long as we have, a 12 seed doesn't win the tournament ever. I think a 12 seed's made the Final Four like 3 times. That's the lowest seed I think that I can remember ever making it. I think it was like
I think that is the lowest seed that's ever made.
George Washington, or was it not George Washington? No, George Mason. George Mason. They went on that run where they beat Connecticut, they beat MSU. I remember that whole run. That was one of the most incredible runs. I think they made the Final Four.
Yeah.
But that's underdogs don't win the tournament a lot.
Yeah.
Or ever.
No, they don't. It's always a big boy team.
Yep.
Like MSU for this is Izzo's 16th Sweet 16, tied for the most with just one other active coach. I didn't catch the name.
Other active coach, but he's still like 5th or 6th all time.
Yep. No three-peat for UConn. I don't think that's really been talked about that much. But it's the year of the failed three-peats, I guess. Jordan's kind of smiling, probably.
Yeah, well, also a three-peat in college ball hasn't happened since, like, was it Kareem or Bill Walton?
UCLA?
Yeah, UCLA.
Arizona's in back-to-back Sweet 16s. That's 3 in the past 4 years. They
Arizona's always been a hot team, though, too. Yeah. Right around 2000, they were tough. They had Mike Dunleavy. They got Andre Iguodala, Gilbert Arenas. All them cats came through there. Arizona's a team with history. Yeah. So you're going to have those teams. It's rare that you catch, these mid-majors having a guy. They have to have a guy that just goes crazy. And I don't think a lot of them can get that one guy they need to, be more talented than the others. I thought Colorado State was cool because they have an offense that runs through a lot of guys, and I thought they have a star, whatever is what's his name, Cross. I think his name is Cross. He's the one who hit the 3 to put him up right before, and he was great. But their offense is smooth. It's very clean. But that was a tough one. Yeah,
they didn't turn the ball over in the last almost 19 minutes of that game.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think was the most impressive kind of run that you saw this weekend? Like the most impressive display by a team in like a succinct part?
I thought down the stretch, UConn and Florida game was a really good battle to watch. Some lead changes. A lot of things kind of bent and didn't break there. UConn hasn't lost a game in 27 games or something like that they've led at some point in the second half. Florida, they went on that one.
Oh, they went crazy after
like them little six point little spurts there to just keep them in it, and then they eventually.
After it looked a little shaky, and then Florida was like, nope, and then came out of it. To me, the most impressive run was by MSU. I think last night when they held. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. They held New Mexico. The Lobos. I have Lobos.
Lobos.
Lobos. They held New Mexico to, I think, 2 points over like or one made field goal over like 6 minutes from like 4 minutes left in the first half, like 2 minutes into the second half. I thought it was something. It was something like that. It was like 6 or 7 minutes with one field goal.
I think it's
And
safe
that's
to
where they
say
got-
that those New Mexicans offense got deported. Boom.
No, I feel like MSU is a team. By the way, who do you think is going to win the whole thing? If we're going to just,
I figured we could just pick these games. I picked MSU on my personal bracket.
Homer bracket.
Yeah.
Weird.
You always got to pick it from there and then work your way back. One year I didn't, and they still lost, and I was like, it just didn't feel right. I mean, Florida. Florida has a great chance. Florida and Duke, they could meet. That would be great. Arizona, could take this one from Duke. There's a lot of. I got Houston. It's probably gonna be between Houston and Florida, and I'd probably go with Houston.
I remember when I
Arizona
had my
is
first
not
beer.
beating Duke.
No, okay.
It is not. No, I don't think so. I'm sorry. I remember, man, when we talk about like the NBA, we talk about playmakers, we talk about guys that can do everything. Cooper Flagg's getting drafted #1 for a reason.
Yeah.
If you watch him, he just does everything. And I'm not saying he's an excellent passer, but he knows when to pass.
He has a good.
He's
IQ,
like that guy. Like I say, some people are playmakers, some people aren't. I think he can be, not a high level playmaker in the NBA, but a playmaker nonetheless. And in college, he's going to look like a high level playmaker, and he does everything else really well. Like he drove to the basket like crazy in the last game and just got to the free throw line, just did his thing. And I think he's the X factor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And who's the other? Proctor. He has
Proctor. Yeah, he was
13
tough.
made threes.
Yeah.
In the last 2 games combined, and that's 6 threes in back-to-back games, and that's the best over the 2-game stretch. Tayshaun Prince with the other notable player.
But, wow, Kentucky Prince.
Yeah, a couple other historical type things, or at least kind of milestones broken or whatnot. St. Mary's gave up 80 points for the first time all season.
Yeah.
That was going back to even last season. Baylor's largest loss in tourney history. Duke gave them that beat down. Duke has made the Sweet 16 as a #1 ranked seed every time.
Yep.
Duke shot their true shooting percentage was just insane. I think it was 80.7 true shooting, and that's the best since Villanova played Oklahoma back in the Final Four. Duke scored over 1 point per possession. That's also the highest since Nova game. And they're the first team ever to shoot 64% shooting, 65% 3-point, and 80% free throw from the free throw line.
I heard some crazy stat, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it was like they had 33 games, and I want to say like some stat. I think they said 19 of them they won by 20 points.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that was the stat I heard. I thought it was 9 for a second, but I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it was like 19. 19 of their 33, they won by over 20.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, their coach has 10 losses, I think.
Shire?
Yeah. He has a 80, I think it's like a
Every time I see him in
81%
pictures.
winning percentage.
Yeah, he won. What did he win a title with them back in? When did they win? Either way, he's got a title with Duke, with Krzyzewski. So he kind of knows the deal.
Yeah, he knows the culture.
Yeah, they're the most impressive squad so far. The most talented squad, I think, might be Florida. But Michigan State, I think, is the close second as far as talent goes. I just don't feel Michigan State has the Cooper Flagg guy that gets all the athletes involved all the time. Like Carr, it was funny. I was watching Cohen Carr last night for MSU, and he reminded me so much of Julius Randle. Mm-hmm. Not just because of the way they look the same, but just the way they attack and the way that they're fat. They're like big, and you don't expect them to be as fast as they are. Mm-hmm. And quick with the ball, and he's got good ball control in the air, and he goes through contact. He can't shoot like Julius Randle, and he didn't, he wasn't in Kentucky. But at the same time, I feel like he's a ridiculous athlete, an NBA athlete. I'm not saying he's gonna make it there, but he's an NBA athlete.
I got it. He's fast.
Oh yeah, no, he is definitely an professional. Yeah, he's super explosive. Just
Level
has no
athlete.
refined skills. He has no
No, but
real
that's the beauty of it.
intangibles. I mean, he hustles. He plays hard for his team. He's diving out of bounds, saving loose balls and not hitting them off the opponent. I mean, you name it. But yeah, he has a lot.
I've seen
to
like
learn.
5 or 6 layups through contact though that are like and that he completed. I'm fine with him
Dunking,
getting fouled and
offensive rebound, then a dunk.
yeah, that one is tight. But I'm saying like coming from the 3-point line, one dribble, go or on the run. He's made 5 or 6 in the tourney that have just been like, damn man, that's a hard drive to make. It's not easy at all.
Yeah.
You don't see him get a lot of open, looks because he's got bigger guys in the paint, so he's got to drive there. But I don't know. I don't think that State's the favorite and by any means, but I think that they do have the best round of athletes.
Yeah, Frankie can play.
Frankie Fiddler.
Yeah, Frankie Fiddler can step up and play solid and give some good minutes to that front court there. Then that's huge. But he's just
is it just me or does he have the most fundamental game?
Oh yeah, he's very good with his feet around the basket.
Yeah, footwork is on. Yeah, his footwork, his turnarounds, all that shit. It looks
really
clean.
good touch. He's good at like sprinting and then pulling up, and his touch is just consistent.
And he gets on a run. He gets on a roll like he did against New Mexico. He gets on a roll and he starts feeling it. He's not afraid to feel that shit.
No, and I don't know why he doesn't do it enough. And I think it might be like an Izzo type thing.
You mean you don't know why he doesn't do it more?
Yeah, why he just doesn't do it
You've
more.
always wanted it.
And I think Izzo leaves a lot left to be desired from his superstars or his playmakers or whatever it is. I think he's looking for them to make more of the right player decision rather than, take over a game. Because I remember Morgan. I can't remember Morgan. I can't remember. It was about 10 years ago now, 10 years ago. He was like a small forward, and he wouldn't quite get going. You knew he could, but he never would. And then he finally would, and then he'd go on like a 6. He'd hit 3 baskets back to an NBA Jam. He's on fire, subbed out. And I was like, wait a minute. And Izzo always does that. He just wants to make sure you stay level-headed and don't get too high, don't get too low. And I respect that, but sometimes
I respect that, but
you need to let these guys cook a little bit. And I just don't think he does. He's like, no, I'm the chef. I'm the chef.
And also, what did I ask you about Izzo? What does he seem like he's in a constant state of?
It's what?
There's despair.
Anguish? Oh,
Despair. He seems like he's like always upset. And it's just like, bro, like, I think you need to have the moment where you just like give your play, where you're not talking to your players, where you guys look like you're cussing at each other.
I thought I smelled you, you piece of
Every
shit.
player he talks to, I look at him on the sideline, I'm like, they look like they're upset with each other. And it's like, I get critiquing, but I don't get like, I think there's some lack of
just care.
Of appreciation.
Yeah.
It's like I ask my wife, I want to attaboy when I do something she doesn't expect me to do.
Yeah.
I do all the normal shit and I'm fine. How about a thank you for that too?
You don't want
thanks for making your lunch.
You don't want
I don't want. Yeah, it's a thankless job. That shit sucks.
Who wants a thankless job? I said that to you one time in a conversation. I was like, I don't want it. I don't even remember. Anyways, go ahead. I'll figure it out. If I remember, I'll bring it up.
No, because I'll give you a perfect example. I'm a painter by trade. I'm a sports talker by love of this shit. But I painted these apartments out, and this guy's like, man, I bring in crews of guys with like 3 or 4 guys, and you get them done in the same amount of time, but you get them done in their way cleaner and better in these apartments. And I was like, well, 3 or 4 guys, that's quality assurance. First off, second off, you have to actually give a shit. But then when he said that to me, I felt better about it. And then I did their next apartment or next 3 apartments, and I did them all just like as even better. I was like, I'll do them even better now. Even though you told me I did a good job, I'll do them better now and faster. Attaboy. Give me that shit. Yo, give me that shit. Men want that, women. If you're listening to this, ladies, give us a thank you every once in a while. Because we love you. And I'll be supporting. And my wife, I'll be like, hey, girl, goddamn, you're killing it.
Yeah, we're doers. We're doers. We just want a little done back, even if it's just an attaboy.
It's just some words.
Just a little slap on
understand
the
how that shit
testes,
Yeah, slap on no.
What, I thought we were
Slap
on the
on
trust
my
tree.
back.
Wait, what are we talking? Oh, I thought we were talking about something else.
Give you a little pat on the head there, honey.
Other head. Come on.
All right, fuck it. Let's talk about games coming up, upcoming games.
Well, we can talk about the one
yeah.
buzzer beater.
Oh yeah.
It was a buzz. It was a big shot, and then it was a buzzer beater. I just think we just break down a little bit. Jalen Lake, I believe. Was that his name? Jalen Lake, the cat that hit the three, or what'd you say his name was?
I think it was. Let me find out. Well, we can edit this down.
Anyway, they took the lead, 71-70. Colorado State takes the lead late.
Play by play.
Maryland's last 4 losses have been at or close to the buzzer, but freshman
It's Jalen Lake. Jalen Lake made the 3.
Derek Queen.
Jalen Lake was the guy. That was their star.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Freshman Derek Queen for Maryland comes to the rescue with a running banker while fading on the left side. I thought it was a travel, but it wasn't called, so it counts.
Me too. I thought it was a travel as well.
It seemed like they were trying to create a March Madness moment because the last
and
buzzer beater was like
they
back
all-
in 23.
Yeah, and they also made it very clear to try and explain to us how it wasn't a travel, so I still believe it's a travel.
Because he had the ball.
And they
like
started
a
to be
running
like, you had the
back,
ball, and you get a gather, and then 2 steps, and I'm just like,
Nope.
no,
Once
you
the ball
don't.
doesn't
Not when you
dribble
when you have the ball at the top. That's not no.
So
I don't know.
I think
It
it was
was close.
curated because the last true buzzer beater, which means the team was losing, then the shot went in the air, and then while the shot was in the air, they were losing. It went through the net, and they won.
Right.
That was 2017, I believe. Loyola they robbed the Rams of us, or no, this game
No.
robbed the Rams.
Okay, yeah.
Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah, Loyola.
This would have been their first since 1969. Colorado State, and
They're
one
a
of
good
the
program.
yeah.
They've been a good program for like the last 3 or 4 years. I imagine they'll make a Sweet 16 here in the next, but they're not going to make a Final Four.
I thought the Rams outplayed the Terrapins.
They did.
But
They outplayed them the whole. They outplayed them
every
the whole
stat
game.
basically, except
Yep.
for 3-pointers. Maryland made 10 to the Rams 5, and the Terrapins had 0 turnovers in the last 18 minutes.
Yeah, I was hoping because I wanted Colorado State to win very badly because, I think it was the MSU game where MSU hit the buzzer beater against them, the half court 3-pointer, where I looked and they said I think the Terrapins bench had 1 point, or maybe it was, I don't know, it was like either 1 or 0 points. It was so bad. I'm just like, you push these 5 guys. It was
So
like the New
bad.
York Knicks.
So
Tom Thibodeau's coaching college. Keep them in there for 40 minutes. It's like, whoa, all right.
You play them until their legs fall off. Some other close games. BYU beat Wisconsin 91-89.
I'm glad to see Wisconsin out. Sorry, Wisconsin, but fuck you.
Wisconsin. I had them going probably one more round just because I thought they were able to. They were like they just reminded me of a bunch of Jimmy Butlers as far as they could just get inside, get to the free throw line.
That's what every Wisconsin team reminds everybody of. We're just gonna call them Jimmy Butler.
The Wisconsin Jimmy.
The Wisconsin Jimmy Butlers.
The Wisconsin's. Oh, you almost hit me. I'm a Jimmy.
That's so funny because they do remind you of that style of play because they don't do anything that's like really spectacular, but they're fucking solid.
Yeah, they're fundamental of 2 feet.
So, yeah.
Villanova. Oregon
yeah.
loses to Arizona 83-87. That was a pretty close game.
Yep.
Houston beat Gonzaga barely by 5, 81-76.
Yep.
Florida beats UConn 75-77. And then Duke was the only number 1 team that had no problems Sunday. But I think it's time for us to pick our favorite candy is dandy for the Sweet 16. Game 1, Thursday night. You got BYU versus Alabama. Alabama, sir.
Okay.
Who do you got?
I'm gonna take BYU because Alabama showed some weakness in the first game. I think they got to St. Mary's in the second game, and that's cool. But I think Alabama's the kind of team that they rise or fall their competition. I think that BYU has been like above their competition.
Yeah.
I think that BYU will get them.
I like BYU.
And BYU is a good, they're a good all around team.
Game 2. Oh, no, don't want that. Game 2 of Thursday night is Florida versus Maryland. Who you got?
Florida versus
I can go
Maryland.
first.
Go ahead.
Sorry, let's just type it in. I have Florida.
You got Florida?
Yeah, I think that
Yeah, Florida's better
just
than Maryland.
they're just one of the most the best
Complete teams.
complete team. Yeah. So
Yeah. They have, you know, I see a little bit more from them than State is like State's got like the kind of players maybe Florida does, but I think Florida has a little bit more organization.
yeah, more and they just have
Like you said.
they have a guy or they have 3 guards that can get buckets consistently.
And then their coach will let them get buckets.
Yeah, they won't sub them out once they're on fire.
Yeah.
Game
Damn,
3.
he's got a good rhythm. Get him the fuck out of there.
He's playing too good. Get him out.
If-
Get him out.
All right, time out. If we're questioning gambling things
Ooh, ouch.
for Tommy two traits, Tommy Izzo, I'm questioning what the fuck he's doing as far as that substitution pattern
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
All right, what's our next one?
Game 3 of Thursday night, Duke versus Arizona. I got Dookie.
Oh yeah, I got Duke by 20.
Yeah. Cover it.
They're a
Cover the
9.5, or no, they're 8.5. Actually, Arizona dropped the spread. They dropped the spread from this morning. It was 9.5, like 2.5 hours ago. Yeah.
Oh.
So
yeah,
they've dropped
Duke
a point.
cover
They're
that.
still the highest spread on the weekend. And then there's 2 heavy ones on Friday, with Auburn and Houston being heavily favored.
Nice. Game 4. Last game, nightcap. We got Texas Tech versus Arkansas. Who you got? What's the spread?
It's 5.5. Texas Tech is favored by 5.5. The 3 versus 10. Yeah, no, I don't trust John Calipari
I know.
at all to win this one. I think that they're gonna get beat down.
I think that was an
Yeah.
emotional game. They have almost a week to.
This is always where
He couldn't
John
win. in
Calipari is
Kentucky,
another guy
really.
who I feel like John Calipari got in a really great situation, and he was good he coached at UMass. He's had a couple of great situations, but I think he's lost his fastball. That's just me.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
He's looking a little older from certain angles. Game 1.
Looks like Nick
Friday
Saban.
night
Older brother.
is Ole Miss versus MSU.
I'm glad we get an early game, man, because that's staying up. That's what it was. I was supposed to go to this workout at 4:00 this morning, but I stayed up and watched that game. So I was like, nah.
This is the
All
7th
right.
time in the past 2 months that MSU has won a game. They were trailing in the second half. I don't know
Oh
if that's a good
God.
thing or not. Offense is so stacked.
We're picking for Rio, right? I'm not gonna pick with my head. Fuck, I'm taking Ole Miss.
Yeah, for real ski.
Yep.
I'm gonna take MSU.
Taking Ole Miss, I think. Huh?
I'm gonna take MSU.
You're
I
taking
think
MSU? Yeah, I got you.
they-
And if MSU wins, I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just feel like Ole Miss got some dogs.
yeah. I don't think Richardson can play any worse than that.
No, you're right. That is one thing that. But he looks. You know what? You know what it is though. It's crazy because
Looks like
he doesn't
Sam
look. He's
Darnold,
not as
right?
athletic as his dad and
Oh.
shit. But he. Did you say Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
That's such a good comp. It really is. He's like kind of chubby and not really athletic. He's just shot very well and he makes good decisions and he's a good positional player. But like you look at Jason Richardson, we knew Jason Richardson. Me and you watched Jason Richardson live. We knew he was going to the pros. His son's not going to pro.
No, there was a part where he went in. There was a play where he drove in off
Uh-huh.
off a hard
Yep.
closeout. He drives in. He goes up
Yeah.
in the reverse,
Flail.
and then he misses it. And I'm like, I looked over at my kid, Leandro and Juju. I was like, his dad would have dunked that.
No, wait. Okay, you're talking about the one. But didn't it note it in that play? It looked like he went up and under. We want to do one
For
more.
no
after?
reason. For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. Could he have just literally ran right up and put it dead off glass on the right
thought
side?
So
Right off glass. Period. I know exactly what play you're talking about. He literally could have ran up, put it off glass like in the 70s and 80s. Double-handed,
yeah.
off glass, easy layup. Instead, we're going to flail around and throw the ball up with your left hand like you're throwing it behind your back for alley-oop.
All right, couple more here. What do you pick? Game 2, Kentucky versus Tennessee. Who do you got?
I'm going to take Tennessee.
Same.
Yep. I don't like Kentucky
Tennessee.
because they're Kentucky.
rolling.
But, yep. I will
Game
say,
3, Auburn
Go ahead.
versus Michigan.
no, I'm taking Auburn. I'm going to take Auburn.
I'm
I would love to see a matchup between State and them to get to
That
You
would
know,
be
the
sick.
to get to the Final Four. State
would
and
have to
Michigan.
beat them 3 times. But that'd be interesting.
What do you got?
I got Auburn as well.
Okay, and then what's the last one?
Nightcap. Houston versus Purdue.
Okay.
I got
I'm taking Houston.
in that one.
Yeah.
Purdue is
yeah.
tough. They're smart. They know what they're doing. They know how to follow a game plan. But that should be a really fun game to watch.
Yeah.
But
There's our picks.
that's it.
There's our show.
That's our picks. Make sure to
All right.
subscribe. YouTube, Spotify, TikTok. Follow
Episode
us, baby.
59. 2 gents talking sports and shit.
Gentlemen,
Pressure makes diamonds are cold.
gentlemen,
Diamonds are cold, yeah.
gentlemen,
Pressure makes diamonds are cold.
gentlemen.
Diamonds are cold, yeah. It's just 2 dudes being gents talking sports.
That's what I love about Wyatt. He can talk himself into anything.